Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome. One second. Yeah. So we are just tuning into a higher vibration and a higher level of frequency, and that's the reason whenever I start my meeting, I switch on some high vibe frequency song. And music has the high vibration. Your mood just shifts, and any kind of like the mood swings or it's going on any kind of conflict which you just had previously, you will be out of it. So few minutes. We are all here. Welcome once again, everyone. We are all here discussing about the topic today, the woman wellness, the hormonal imbalance, and the most important, how we can raise women's happiness. Everything connects with her mood, everything connects with the imbalances which is going on in her body. Today, we are going to explore the quantum healing frequency therapies for the happiness, for the well being, for the mental balance, and everything wherein we can keep our women, we can keep ourselves always in a cheerful, happy mood. So we have an amazing guest coming in today, and she is my most beautiful. I mean, I literally tell her that you are stuck with me now, and whenever I go to her with certain request of mine, accepts it. And with her busy schedule and the kind of work she is doing, I can absolutely understand it's not easy for her to take this precious time for us, but she has agreed and to be available here. I might just give another like few seconds for everyone to join in, because I don't want anyone to miss the golden nuggets coming in from the most honored and the precious person whom we have today as a presenter. Another few seconds, I would request you to remind all your loved ones, especially women in your life, at your neighbors, at your home, make sure they are available and listening to this session. You know why? Because I always say a happy home is a happy woman staying there. And once the woman is happy, I can tell you everyone around that woman prosper. And once the woman prosper, the world flourishes. And let's contribute how we can more and more change the vibration of this world today. Another few seconds, and then we are going to start in what we are here for today. Few second reminder people to get in. So welcome, everyone. I don't know the guest over here understand the language, but you know what she understands? She understands frequencies. So the song which we were playing was in Hindi, but I'm pretty sure she will be vibrating and jumping on her toes. You know why? Because she connects to frequencies. And when we actually listen to the music or any kind of frequency in our body, and if a woman is allowed to just move her body, be in her authentic self, being vulnerable. She doesn't have to think that if I'm moving my hand or if I am swinging my body, what the people would be thinking about me. If a woman can stay without any judgment, without the fear of the judgment, what people will be thinking about her, trust me, we can literally balance out so many things in our body. And that's the world which we are going to create. But unfortunately, the environment is not supportive. And when the environment is not supportive, we have so much of toxicity in our body, and it's time to clean it. It's time to understand our body rather than being a victim of the environment. We can't be cribbing, crying, complaining what our environment or the experiences which has given us. It's time to take that control and responsibility in our hand. So welcome once again this beautiful session we are going to have today. You are going to have a lot of questions, I'm pretty sure. Keep noting down your questions, and there would be a certain time at the end of the session which we are going to call it out for, especially for Q&A. So throw out, bombard today our guest with all your questions, and she has literally agreed to listen to your questions, and I'm pretty sure the way she will program you today to a world of abundance, to a world of health, and a beautiful life which we are going to create, it's not less than. I always say that I always use the word magic, miracles, in my words. And though it's nothing, it's just all scientific. Everything connects with our body. Everything is so scientifically designed, but it looks like the grace of God is just flowing and overflowing on you. So I was just telling her when we were starting the session that I got connected to you, and that is an indication that God is giving me that you are aligned with your frequency. The people you connect, the things what you actually see around you, the session which you are here today, you have been invited to this session by someone. It's an indication by the universe that you belong to the best life. You need to have the best of the health. And that's the signal which we are getting from the universe. When we are grateful for every moment of our life, when we are graceful for every part of our body, there are more and more grace which start flowing on us. The life will start flowing grace on you. So let's learn today from a beautiful person how the woman's health has taken the much priority in everyone's life today. I myself, there was a phase in my life where I was going through an hormonal imbalance, and the only symptom which I could see was full of acne in my face. And literally, doctor was asking me continuously that, do you have an irregular periods? And I was like, no, my periods are absolutely fine. Maybe one of the exceptional case, because whenever a woman go through an hormonal imbalance, the first thing which the symptom the body calls it out is an irregular periods. But in my case, it was in my late 20s, and my jaw was filled with acne. And every time when I used to go for the test and for my advice from the doctor, and doctor used to ask me, do you have irregular periods? And I used to say, no, it's absolutely regular. And then I used to just come back home with certain doses. It again used to continue. The reason what I came to know after 4 to 5 months was a hormonal imbalance. So I was going through an PCOD problem, and it took me a long time. It literally took me like 6 months, almost like 6 to 8 months to come out of it. Now, there is a beautiful way through frequency therapies without any side effect. We can listen to the symptoms of the body. The hormonal imbalance, the hormones are nothing but the chemicals in your body which acts as a messenger. It acts as a messenger through your blood, and it connects to your organs, tissues, cells, skin, and tells your body to operate in a certain manner at a certain time. And that our mood swings, the way we think, the way we live, everything connects with how balanced we are with the hormone secretion. So today, I don't want to waste any more time. Let's jump into knowing little bit about our guest today. She is none other than, I feel most of you here have already met her. She is none other than a multi-dimensional being, an expert in the frequency therapy area. She is a person who just came into my life and gave me so much of confidence that frequency can literally help you in a day-to-day life, and how beautifully it can actually create the realities what you desire. Now, she has gone through her self-healing journey more than 10 years today. She lived in a world of energy, frequency, and vibration since she was 7 years old. And today, most of her time, she loves to empower people to tap into their true essence, to release her trapped emotions and heal their wounds. Today, she is with us to empower us, shift our frequency, and transform our reality. Let's welcome a passionate, empowering soul, none other than Petra Tezak. Over to you, Petra, to take over this session. And we just can't wait to listen to you. Love you so much, and thank you. Grateful to God for having you here. Thank
Thank
you.
you, beautiful Lena Joy. You always bring joy to everything, honestly. Thank you for having me. Thank you for being in my life, honestly. I tend to meet people with a reason since I was a little girl. And I didn't understand it for a long time. And then I kind of accepted it. So people that normally come into my life, and especially that want to work with me, they're normally on a verge of a really big transformation. And that's kind of what I accepted in my life. Um, my frequency has triggered many people, but also transformed their lives as well for the better because they've chose to. So a bit about me. So why am I talking about hormones today? This session today is actually coming, and it's coming from my heart, and it's really, really personal. So you can actually understand. My friends call me a hormone queen, but I have suffered with a condition, what we today call endometriosis, for over 10 years. And I've, as a, let's say, as a side effect of that, or on a side of that, because of all my hormones being out of balance so much, and we're going to talk about what influences that. I've been suffering with huge anxiety for majority of my life, um, really deep depression, to the point of suicidal tendencies. I wanted to kill myself 3 times by the age of 17. And, looking at my life, I didn't even know what was going on. I was completely disconnected from my body. Yeah. And I was thinking that that's normal. Like my pain was 12 out of 10 during my period and 5 out of 10 during a week out of a month. The rest of the month was so painful that, even ovulation during my cycles was so painful that I couldn't actually perform normal things in my life. I couldn't go for, a drink, or I couldn't go for a walk. And during my period, it was so bad that I was vomiting and, literally couldn't get to the toilet. So, and shaking my body, like being in the, how do you call those, thermal PJs, and covered with dunas and blankets and all of that. And my partner was holding me, and I was shaking from being so cold, but sweating because, my body was so inflamed. So we need to understand, I'm just giving you symptoms here, right? So things that I've experienced, but we will look at some things that you might experience, and it might not be as bad as it was mine, but that doesn't mean your hormones are, perfectly fine in today's world. If we are honest, if you find a woman that has not been affected by hormonal imbalances, you might strike gold. So it's literally, statistically, over 90% of women have period issues or hormonal imbalances related to the period or the cycle. Yeah. And over 70% of women suffer from other issues related to hormonal imbalance. And when we look at what those are, we can actually go deeper, right? So hormones, as Lena said, they're beautiful messengers. Yeah, they are literally sending information through the body in order for the body's organs to actually understand each other. Yeah, so the brain sends a message to the kidney, and the kidney sends the message to the heart, and the heart sends the message to the liver. So all of that is passed through with hormones. Yeah, so hormones are beautiful, beautiful messages for our body. They're not our enemies. Yeah, and nothing in our body is our enemy. So I will share today things that might be a bit different than you're used to. Yeah, might be a bit different approach that you are used to. And why is that? Because I have tried every possible approach in order to heal and support myself. And I have learned that the only way to actually heal my physical body on all levels, so physical, emotional, mental, energetic, is to actually trust my body, to know what it does. Not only to override it with my own ego, our 3D brain, yeah, because what happens is our brain tends to want to save us and support us and protect us. Yeah, that's our ego mind. And it will always choose the safest option from experience in the past. Our heart and our body will always choose the right alignment, even if it means it's the most scary option in that moment. Why? Because the body knows what to do. It has innate ability to understand the steps of what we need to do. Our brain doesn't. Our 3D brain is meant to actually only see and understand this current moment. And in this current moment, we don't understand what is possible in the future and what we can shift things from the past, but we can't create the better future with the same approach that created the current situation. So if we are using the same approach that we have always been using, and if we're using the same mentality and thought patterns and way of thinking and feeling to create a different situation, we will encounter disappointment. Yeah. So we need to understand, and this is just my approach to healing, and this is something that really worked for me, is that first of all, healing does not happen in the future. Yeah. Healing happens right now. That's first thing. Why I'm saying that? Because the second thing is Healy, the device. And the device actually works on a quantum field. Why I'm saying these two things? The first thing that I said is healing happens in this moment. I am already in quantum field, because in quantum field and frequency element and frequency approach, there is no past, present, future. It's only this moment. And when we're looking at the healing of a physical body, emotional, mental, whatever you want to call it, we are looking at working with frequencies. So we are now tapping into the frequency field. So every physical matter is frequency. It's just a frequency and vibration that has a different rhythm. Yeah, different repetition. And that's why some frequencies are slower, and that's why we can hold them, yeah, and touch them. Some frequencies are faster, they repeat faster, so they're more like light, like a sunlight when you feel it on your face, but you can't touch it. Yeah. So why am I saying this? Because when we are actually approaching something that we want to heal, we are actually not doing healing. What we are doing, we are actually shifting our frequency into the state of being healed. So it's not about, I want to achieve the healing and this is what I want and I need to do a step-by-step process to actually get healed. I want to actually do what is not serving me. What can I let go and transform in order to be healed? So I am already healed. That version of me already exists. I know this is stretching your brain a bit, because today's way of approaching healing, any ways of healing, is we need to get there. Yeah. But we need to understand that when we're working with frequency, our state of being and our thought patterns in this moment is crucial. Because if you actually don't understand your intention of why you're doing this and what you are doing, meaning holding the intention and the frequency of that intention while you're applying any of the tools, it also means, it doesn't mean Healy. It can be food. Yeah. It can be music. It can be conversations. Yeah. All of those are frequencies, but we tend to put them in boxes. Yeah. We tend to say medication works because, it's proven by science. Frequency works because it's proven by science. But, herbs don't because it's not proven. Or, conversation or love or hug doesn't work because, it's just a hug. Well, when we look at everything on a spectrum, everything is frequency. And when we look at research, hugs actually help more than anything else, if I'm honest, right? Because we are transferring frequency to each other. So it's the same as working with your hands when you're tuning in to yourself. So what happens when you're a healer? Yeah, I don't like to use the word healer because nobody can heal anyone. Yeah, we are the ones that can heal ourselves by becoming the one that's healed. And we can go to people that heal, or they, what I like to call is they participate or they facilitate healing. Yeah. So, what actually happens in that space when somebody uses their own energy to help and support you is in frequency spectrum, they are the frequency of being healed. They are the healed. And you are then either choosing to step into that frequency and transform that within yourself to choose to be at the same level, or you choose not to, because we have free will. So we need to understand that every tool we use in our lives, it's not a magic pill. It's nobody's going to come and save you. It's not. And this is the same thing with Healy. And this is, I've been talking to all my clients and everyone that I've been teaching the frequency aspects. Healy is not a magic pill or a magic wand that you just wave and everything will be fine. No. And I'm sorry to disappoint you and burst your bubble, but that's how it is. Because, and that doesn't mean it diminishes its power. No, it actually makes it more powerful. Why I'm saying that? Because now you have the participating choice to be empowered. So if you're empowering yourself, you're actually choosing to be healed. You're choosing to step into that frequency. You're not actually giving your power away to someone else, telling them, heal me, because they can't. Yeah? Because this is how frequency and quantum field works. So that's what I wanted to actually start with. This is a foundation for everything, especially when we're looking on a physical body. Why? Because the physical body is a denser frequency, meaning a slower frequency, meaning you can touch it. Yeah? Why is that important? Imagine yourself going through a really thick mud pool. You're going to have to really move through it, right? It's going to take more energy. It's going to take more time to get on the other side of that mud pool. Yeah? Now imagine going through a really clean water pool, like it's all like really, ionized and it's like fresh water with all these bubbles and, it has a bit of a current and you can just move through it, right? That's actually what the high frequency is. So there's different textures of energy. And people always ask me, but, isn't just energy energy? No. Energy, like physical world, has textures and layers. So we need to understand that what we are dealing in and how we are approaching it, it's going to change and shift our approach and how we're going to end up having a different outcome. So I'm not saying you need to be a therapist, no, but you need to have some, common sense of understanding and learning and checking in with your body and not always relying on someone else to tell you what's right and wrong. Because there is no right and wrong. I'm sorry. And that makes it confusing. I know. But what makes it right is you learning how to listen to the signals of your body, your symptoms, how your body is actually communicating with you. This is what's going to tell you what to do next because your body knows. Not your mind, your body. Yeah? So now let's dive in so we can actually show you how you can start utilizing frequencies and empowering yourself to shift your hormones. And I'm just saying this because I have. Yeah? I was told I will never heal my endometriosis. I was told I will never have kids. I was told I will live with pain for the rest of my life. I was told that I should just, start looking for adoption and things like that. Yeah. So those things were told by doctors, not only one, multiple doctors, to me and my partner. Today, I have no pain. Today, my periods are regular. Today, I don't even know when the period comes. Yeah. So, yes, I'm tweaking things because we are almost there to actually have a child. And you will get to know when the child comes because I will post it definitely. Because it will be the pride and joy of my life because I've been wanting children since I was, 17. So, and I'm saying this with full conviction that you can do it. If I've done it, you can too. You just need to actually start empowering yourself with knowledge, experiences, and actually trusting yourself that you are more powerful than you think you are. Yeah. And having Healy in your life. Oh, I forgot my Healy downstairs. um, if having Healy in your life, it's, I know I call it magic, but it's a really powerful tool for you to utilize your thought patterns and multiply it and expand it so you can actually benefit from it. And I'm really, really putting this into your heart that you are the one deciding your journey, your life, and your outcome. If you allow anyone else to tell you that this is how it is and these are the limitations that you'll be living in, then you're going to be in jail. Yeah? Because I know how it is with hormones. Why? Because let's look at why. Because hormone imbalances in their self influence every aspect of your being, right? Because if they're messengers, they are influencing everything. Yeah, and not only on a physical level. So when we are actually looking at what are they, yeah, what are they actually influencing? Your moods, your thought patterns, how you feel about something, the choice of your partner, yeah, if you're actually going to have kids or not, how loving you are, how connected you are, yeah, how motivated you are, how much weight you actually have, on or off, yeah, how you sleep, how you respond to your environment, be it in your relationships, be it in, at work, be it, are you triggered by someone and how much you're triggered? Those are all influenced by your hormones. Why? Because hormones are a big part of your nervous system. And your nervous system is connected to your energetic field. It actually charges your energetic field. What does that mean? The thing around you that we call a bioenergetic field that you can't see and touch yet? That field around you is what actually gives you your energetic boundary. So when you meet someone, either they completely, bulldoze you, or you actually have a space between them. Why is that important? Because it's going to determine how you're going to respond to that person, how you're going to respond or react to the environment. Are you going to be agitated? Are you going to be nervous or angry or afraid? Are you actually going to be tired? All of that is influenced by your hormones. So let's look at what it's actually influencing in the physical parts of our body. So there's one thing we called HPA axis. So HPA stands for hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenal gland axis. So it's literally a line, yeah, from your hypothalamus, which is in your brain, and underneath the hypothalamus, it's a gland called pineal gland, yeah, or pituitary gland. They're both together. They work as a team, yeah. So the pituitary gland, it's like a manager, yeah. So hypothalamus is like a director, yeah. He's the CEO of everything, yeah. And he literally sends things into the body and organizes things, yeah. And then it sends signals to the pituitary gland, yeah. And the pituitary gland says, okay, now I got orders, so I need to send information what hormones the body needs to create, because hypothalamus is what actually senses. That's what it's up here, right? crown chakra and your third chakra, yeah, your third eye chakra. So when we're looking at an energetic, yeah, so these two are connected to your energetic field. So what we're looking at physical and energetical is that hypothalamus is like your director. It actually senses the environment and senses the danger out of the environment. So then it sends signals to the pituitary gland and says, we need this, we need this, we need this. So pituitary gland then sends information through the body. Yeah, so I'm literally telling you this really simplistically, so you don't want to go into the details. But what really happens is the pituitary gland then sends the information and activates every part of your body, your kidneys, your digestive system, yeah, because that's where the nervous system get activated. Why? Because you now need to know either you fight, flight, freeze, fawn, yeah, from the environment. And this now, we call it stress, yeah? But it's a one big word for communication. Communication of your body with environment and communication of your body with your internal organs and your physical body. So when that communication is cut and it's not working properly, we call it hormonal imbalances. Yeah? How that looks like, we're going to look at it. Okay. Then the other part, so adrenal glands are the last one. So adrenal glands are like little small glands in the shape of a bean, like a small bean, above your kidneys, on both sides of your kidneys. Yeah, left and right. So your kidneys are your life energy. Yeah, your life energy is what governs your physical body and your energetic body. So if the signals are cut or the miscommunication happens, what do you think the kidneys will do? So if the information comes to the kidneys, you need to fight because we are in stress, or you need to, go in and fly away because now we need to run. So that means your body will be under stress all the time, even if there's no tiger that you need to run away from. Yeah. So you're going to have perceived stress all the time. And that's going to mean that your body is going to start depleting minerals. It's going to start depleting itself because your body can't handle a long-term stress because it's not meant to. Yeah, because you're supposed to literally run away from the tiger to actually help yourself and then calm down. But we as humans, so animals have a beautiful way of doing that, is when they run away, they actually take the time to shake. Yeah, so they literally shake. Oh, look, I have special effects in the back. So animals start shaking in order to get rid of the excess adrenaline and cortisol levels, which come from adrenal glands. Yeah. What do? They actually help us run away. They help us literally survive. But if we actually can't release that stress out of the body, your body's keeping it, holding it in your connective tissue, in your muscles, in your organs. So you are non-stop under stress. So when we're looking at that, and when the axis of itself, the communication is now broken, now we also can add on the environment. So the environment gives us an extra stress on the body. Why? Because there's chemicals everywhere. Chemicals in the air, chemicals in the water, chemicals in your products that you use, skin products, toothpaste, cleaning products, clothing. Yeah, all of that is now on your skin, in your body, yeah, through different organs in the body. So now your body not only is under stress all the time, it doesn't know how to deal with it. Now it also has extra toxins to deal with, which is an extra stress. So when we have extra toxins, majority of those toxins, and they are toxicants, which are man-made toxins, yeah? And those toxicants are actually really interesting enough. They are what we call hormonal disruptors, yeah? Well, because they mimic estrogen in the body, yeah? So let me just tell you with the hormones. We have the hormones of progesterone for women, yeah? We have estrogen and we have testosterone. Yes, we do. As women, we do have testosterone as well. So people say, and the doctors say, you need estrogen, yeah, either being in your menopause or in your birth bearing age, you need estrogen, yeah. Yes, you do. But did you know that there is a toxic amount of estrogen, but there is no toxic amount of progesterone? So progesterone is your antidepressant. So when we're looking at the hormones in the body, and they both have their own rhythm, and I'm not going to go into the cycle, but estrogen is, when we look at the female cycle, estrogen is what actually makes you ovulate. It builds up the walls, prepares them in your uterus so you can make a baby. Yeah. Progesterone is what actually thickens the walls in your uterus and also helps to keep the baby. Yeah. And this is just the baby. I'm not even going to go what progesterone really does to your body. Heart health, brain health, bone health. Yeah. Your mood. So if your hormones are out of balance and you have too much estrogen and not enough progesterone, and that can happen really quickly with all the toxicants coming into your body, which mimic your estrogen, but they're completely different in the molecular structure. What happens is now your body is under stress. Your liver is the largest organ of the detoxification. If your body is always under stress, your liver can't function properly. And if the liver doesn't function properly, what happens is the first role of the liver is to eliminate toxins. Second role is to clear out excess hormones. So if you have too much toxins in your body, which are coming as chemicals, and they're mimicking your estrogen, and liver can't actually take them out, then it's not going to literally get the extra hormones out. So what happens to those hormones when liver filters the blood is it gets dumped into the gut. But what happens in the gut? Well, it gets absorbed again. So this is now literally going around and around and around and around on a hamster wheel in your body, making disruption in the communication in your body system. So what do we do, right? So it's really important to understand that it's good to have a support so you can actually test your hormones. But it's also good to test your body to understand what's going on within yourself. And if you have symptoms of, PMS, headaches before, during your periods, acne, yeah, when we look at the reflexology of the face, this and this is kidney and liver, yeah? So if something's coming out on this area or in your body, wherever on the skin is the largest organ of detoxification. So if you don't know the detoxification system, please go and check my training on detoxification. We have that, we've done that, so you can actually go deeper into that. But your body's sending you signals. And if you actually start to observe and empower yourself with knowledge to start researching a bit about your body, you will understand that your body's not handling something. So it's not suppressing it, you need to support it. So when we're looking at that, progesterone is a hormone that we want to raise. So progesterone is also something, it's what we call a foundational hormone. So progesterone, actually every hormone in the body, be it in the female body or the male body, is made out of progesterone. So it's the happy hormone. So I don't know what about you, but you can't have too many happy hormones. Yeah. So if you're raising the happy hormone, everything else will balance. But we also need to understand that no healing, be it with herbs, be it with frequency, be it with anything, yeah, will not happen if you are actually not eliminating things out of your life that are causing the situation already. So imagine yourself that you're wounded, and instead of trying to heal the wound, but every time you're trying to heal the wound, you put a salt on or you poke it. Yeah. So nothing can be healed if you're already wounding it again and again and again. So we need to understand that we need to look at our environment and how are we affecting our body first, so we can start eliminating those things out of our life and then bringing support and regeneration. We need to understand that every part of the body, yeah, can regenerate. Yeah, so gut cells regenerate in 5 days. The entire gut lining regenerates in 5 days. Yeah, your whole body, all the organs, skin, everything regenerates in about 2.5 years. Every 2.5 years, you're actually a different person. So you need to understand that whatever you are doing, you need to think ahead of, how can I support this? What needs to go out and eliminate out of my life in order to bring faster healing? Because your body will know what to do as long as you give it the environment to do it. But if you're always eating ice cream and putting sugar in, which is like heroin, yeah, just letting you know, it activates the same centers in your brain as heroin. So as long as you're eating ice cream and sugar and expecting your body to heal, it's not going to. Because you're always pouring in the same chisels. Yeah? So we need to change our mentality and approach of how we heal the body. Because the Western medicine and the way we call it health, yeah, is literally masking the symptoms and saying it's healing it. But all it does, it's actually managing it and cutting the symptoms, so you don't consciously know that you're actually still hurting. And I can tell you that for sure, because I've almost died at age of 20 when I was given a contraceptive pill for my endometriosis, and I was told, nobody gets thrombosis, it's 1 in a million chance, blah blah blah. I got it, and I almost died from it at age of 20. But when I actually went off the pill, when they told me everything will be fine, this is going to solve everything, I went off the pill. It took me 2 years, just to give you a timeline of what your body can do, yeah, and how much it needs time to actually heal when it's completely out of balance. 2 years to detox from the hormonal contraceptive pill and from the blood thinners that I had. And only then my body could start healing. So we need to understand, I needed to eliminate things out of my body first in order to actually start healing. So we need to change the approach of how we are looking at our supporting the body and healing the body. Okay, so what's influencing, besides the toxins and things like that, what's influencing your hormones? Yeah. Stress, sleep, and toxins. So toxins are a huge part of disrupting hormones. Stress is another. I know this is, easier said than done, but it's not about eliminating eliminating stress completely out of your life. No, it's how you cope with stress and how you respond to stress in the environment and how your body is actually responding to it. So this means that you need to support your nervous system in order to become stronger, so you're not triggered so much and you're not tired so much when you are surrounded by stress, so you know how to deal with it. Yeah, and there's programs for stress in Healy as well. Then sleep. Why is sleep important? Because when you are sleeping, especially from 10 to 1 or 10 to 12 at night, 10 p.m. to 12 p.m., those 2 hours are your golden hours. In those 2 hours, there's enormous amount of melatonin created, which is your sleep hormone. There's enormous amount of your serotonin created in your gut, which is your happy hormone that influences other hormones like progesterone and estrogen. So in those 2 hours, your body does more detoxification than any other hour throughout the night. So if you're going sleep late, you're first kicking out your melatonin. You're stressing your body even more. Your nervous system will be agitated, and your mood's going to be suck. Yeah, literally down on the bottom. Yeah. So that means you will have no resilience when it comes to situations in relationship, at work, in whatever situation you are at, that you can actually respond with more confidence and more energy. So you need to create foundations first in order to support yourself to actually start balancing your hormones. So why am I saying this? Because just running Healy programs that I'm going to show you now will help you bandage the situation if you're not eliminating everything else, and helping your body to create an environment so the body can regenerate. I know this is a really different way of approach, and I know this is quite a different way of healing, but unfortunately, if you've been trying it and it's not working, maybe it's time to shift. Because we are used to, Einstein said, you can't um, you can't fix a problem with the same approach that created it. Yeah. So we need to change the approach. We need to change our thinking in order to get a different result. I know that feels a bit more work, but trust me, when you actually take steps towards creating an environment, cleaning it up, you will be empowered, and the feeling you will have within your body will be feeling of empowerment. You will have the feeling of control in your life, because right now you probably don't. Right now, if you have hot flushes, if you have, mood swings, emotional irritability, headaches, tender breast before period, really heavy periods, clots in your blood, darker blood. There's so many things that are coming, acne, dry skin. There's so many things that hormones are influencing. But if you want to shift that, you need to start at the root cause. Otherwise, it's not going to change. Yeah. So now let's look at some programs. I'm just going to share my screen. Let me see if I can actually share my screen. Okay. Where are you? Okay. Tell me. No, I need to go here. Okay. Sorry. Let me just try again. Are you seeing my phone?
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what am I using? So this is your Heal Advisor search app, so which is this app. Yeah, this app. So this app is the third app of Healy. Yeah. And why am I showing you this? Because this app will help you understand how to use your programs for hormone balance. So there's three things I like to look at. So first thing, before you do any deeper analysis of, tapping into estrogen or progesterone, or specifically, sex hormones, you can use Bioenergetic Harmony 1, for example, which is the hormone balance. Hormone Harmony, I think it is. Yeah. Hormone Harmony, which is Bioenergetic Harmony 1. Yeah. This is really beautiful program. If you have any irregular periods, any PMS, or you feel like your moods are up and down, yeah, just simple way to start is the Bioenergetic Harmony 1. Yeah. Hormone Harmony. But what I would love to actually show you is how you can tap into an advanced way of approaching things. So when we know what we're dealing with, and we know what is influencing our hormones, we need to first clean up the environment. But then we also know stress, sleep, toxins. Yeah, those three things are really important to address. So if you want to look at toxins, detoxification, we've done the whole protocol. You can actually look at my advanced trainings on that. Yeah. But let's look at other things. So when we look at stress, we want to look at the nervous system. And the most important part of the nervous system is our endocrine nervous system. So what you can search is endocrine nervous system, and you just go harmony endocrine system 1. Yeah, just choose the top one that comes up, and it will actually give you the programs that are supporting the entire endocrine nervous system. And you will see what is connected. So you have hormone harmony, which I showed you before, which is in here. Pitta. Pitta is the power of 3, which I love, is based on Ayurveda. And as you know, you come from India, you have more knowledge on that. But Pitta, what it does in a frequency program here, it activates the fire, we know that, but it also activates the circulation, and it cleans up the things that are stagnant. Where Vata is actually what balances nervous system if it's too agitated. Yeah, so we can look at both. And then we have kidneys. Why kidneys? Because we remember we have HPA, so hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenal axis. Adrenal glands are connected to the kidneys. So kidney meridian is a beautiful program to activate those energies and really balance them, because kidneys are influencing your nervous system. Body, if you have the well-being program list, this was on a subscription. Yeah, so well-being is a beautiful systematic program that actually works on your nervous system and your energetics of the nervous system. Then we have classical energetic, again in the power of 3. I love the classical energetic and the conflict balance. It actually works on the nervous system of the physical body. So it's really supportive to actually balance those nerves, and also build your energetic space, so which will help you interact with the world differently. Friendly flora. So the power of 3. Why friendly flora? Remember how we said that, you know, liver cleanses out things, and if hormones are not cleaned out, they get dumped into the gut. So the gut is what actually gets bombarded with all those extra hormones and toxins. So what that does is actually it challenges your microbiome, which is the flora in your gut, which actually builds up your immune system, and literally, if it cleans up the toxins out. But if we can't clean out the toxins, then you are compromised. And with the compromise of your gut, that means that the lining can be compromised and the toxins can actually pour back into the bloodstream. So we don't want that. So we want to actually build up the flora to actually help your nervous system, to help your body clean out things. Yeah. And then we have hormone imbalance in meridian. So this works directly on the communication of the messages between the hormones and the pathways. Yeah. Then, of course, balance in the gold cycle is the systematic program which balances all the hormones in your body. Yeah. So remember, hormones also can influence the weight gain. So too much estrogen is too much toxins in the body, can make your liver, because it can't filter the hormones fast enough, it will store those toxins in your fat cells. Yeah, so that's why women that have high estrogen actually gain weight around their belly. Yeah, because your liver needs to actually put that somewhere, because it needs to protect you, because your body always protects you. Yeah. And then brain harmony, again, we talked about the hypothalamus and pituitary. Yeah, so that in digital nutrition. So digital nutrition is a beautiful set of programs that actually helps you. What it is, it's certain vitamins, minerals, there's some hormones in there, amino acids and things like that, in a frequency form that actually stimulate your body to absorb them faster and better in nutrients and in your cell, from the food that you eat. So we want that, because sometimes our body can't digest properly, or it doesn't absorb minerals properly. This actually helps the absorption faster. And we want to have that, because we want sometimes we don't digest properly, so the particles are too big, so nutrients can't actually pass the brain-blood barrier. So brain harmony helps to activate that, so it actually brings the communication back in order for the body to absorb things. Then we have hormonal system harmony. So the whole hormone system, which includes your nervous system, your kidneys, your hypothalamus, your pituitary, your thyroid, all the system in there that actually activates and works together, the digital nutrition mixtures actually bring those nutrients to help the whole system out. And then we have exhaustion, which is again the nervous system, and brings the frequency of the nutrition so the body can actually regenerate. So this is one of the things. You can then go and look at, 1, 2, 3. You will have similar programs, but you can, because depending, so this one has thyroid gland, for example. If your thyroid is having an issue, being overactive or underactive, yeah, so this will have the program to actually support it, so your body can start, building the temperature, balancing the temperature, building the metabolism and circulation, getting the lymph activated so the lymph can actually get the toxins out. So those are all connected to each other. So you can choose, different list of programs that are connected to you, but they'll have similar options in there. Just trust your body, check in, what is it that my body needs, and try it out, yeah, and see how you feel, because it's not about getting it right or wrong. It's, you're going to benefit from it anyway, because when you run a program in Healy, it will only give you the frequencies that you need. Yeah, it's not going to give you anything else, so you're not doing anything wrong either way. So give it a try, yeah, because we have a smart device that actually can help us. Yeah, so this is the first one, which is the stress. So when we look at the sleep, there's a whole sleep, sorry, sleep at PP. The sleep program, then you have all the sleep programs in there. You can try that. What you can do is sleep one. So if you go to the program lists, like the whole packages that the search app has, it will give you other programs in there that are actually not only focusing on the sleep, but they're actually helping the melatonin levels, the nervous system. So it actually supports your whole system in order to go and sleep deeper so your body can regenerate. That's the point. When we are sleeping, is not just to sleep, it's actually for your body to regenerate, make new hormones, regenerate the enzymes for digestion, regenerate the lining of the gut, like regenerate the cells in our body. So all of that happens through the night. Yeah, so we need to really understand sleep is crucial for anything, any type of healing. Rest and sleep. If you want healing, you need rest and sleep. And you need exercise to move your body, to move the toxins out. You need sunlight, ideally in the morning. Yeah, the first sunlight with the sunrise has rays, yeah, UVB rays that are actually really important to create melatonin levels in your body. So especially through the eyes, there's like a dot at the back of your eyes that activates the melatonin level. And during the day, if you don't know, yeah, your eyes are actually your messengers for the body for the skin to not get burned. So the sunlight that enters through your eyes during the day, there's a sensor at the back of your eyes that sends messages to your brain, that then the brain calculates how hot it is, how much sunlight it is, what angle of the sun it is. So it actually sends information and hormones underneath your skin in order to activate the pigment so you don't get burned. But if you're wearing the sunglasses, you don't get the melatonin. You don't get the information. So the body's signals are cut. So we need to really understand our body's organs are there for a reason. And we really need to listen to that and respect that. So you can go and, sorry, there's a lot of messages coming in. You can go and choose any of those lists. See how this one has pineal gland? So pineal gland works on the melatonin and works with the nervous system. So it actually helps to balance the hormones. It actually helps to balance how deep you sleep, because they go together. So if you don't have enough progesterone, you will have insomnia, because insomnia is literally not enough progesterone. You can't go into deep sleep. So those things are connected. They're not separate. We can't put them in separate boxes. So what you can do, you literally just tap at the top when it says add search results to IMF schedule. Yeah, with the pink one here at the top. Yeah. And you can click on that and you can create an IMF schedule, and you can wait to pop it in to show it. So then you have a schedule created. It will have you can edit it here. and you can say, I don't know, I want a Monday, I want it morning and night, or I want these days to be at lunch, so it doesn't matter. And then you change it, and it will show you where the programs are all throughout the day. And all you have to do is click on it and click start program. It will jump you into the pink app, and you can just run it. It will literally search for you. So which is really simple to do. And what I would do is, this is your protocol. This is how you can create your own protocols. You can try them out. You can actually support yourself and see what happens. And then you can add on the blue app, so you can actually, scan yourself, maybe specifically for digital nutrition, so you can actually get your nutrients up. Yeah, so you can actually help yourself. Another program that I do love, let me just go back, is bioenergetic vitalization. So where are you? Oh, here we go. So bioenergetic vitalization is one of the program lists that I am in love with. Yeah. So I know a lot of you are actually not using it. Yeah. But we are going to have in my advanced training, we are actually going to have a specific session, separate session on bioenergetic vitalization. So we need to understand that these frequencies are actually regenerative frequencies for your DNA and RNA. What does that mean? So DNA stores the information. RNA is a messenger, so transfers information and has communication pathways active. Yeah. So if those two are not working, yeah, the cell can't actually divide properly. So we have mutations. And also, when we are affected by toxins, we are affected by radicals. Yeah. So we actually, positive ions, which are actually damaging to our cells. And that means they're damaging to our DNA. So these frequencies were created to regenerate your DNA. And when the DNA is regenerated, the communication within the cell and the body is faster and better. Yeah, so which is really, really important. So I like to run, there's a bioenergetic vitalization for pineal gland harmony, which I love for the hormones. Cell harmony is really good. Let me see if this one has the regeneration. Youth is really good. Where are you? There's a digital nutrition one that's called bioinformation, which is actually nutrients in frequency to actually help the communication between the cells and DNA. Yeah. So which is really good for any messenger through the body that you want. What's the program? Epigenetic. What is it? Oh, harmonization. I always have vitalization in my head. So epigenetic harmonization. I don't know if you've heard of epigenetics, but epigenetics is literally how so we are born with all genes, but epigenetics studies, it's a science, and it studies how the genes can be turned off and on. Yeah. And they can be turned off and on by our thoughts, by our emotions, by our diet. Yeah. They can also be turned on and off by our environment, meaning how many hugs per day you get, how much you laugh per day. Yeah. So this is what epigenetics is actually looking at. And with the frequencies in here, what we're having is we are balancing the activation of the genes and DNA. Yeah. So it's literally sending this information to the body so the body can utilize it and balance this information and the communication within the body. So I love the bioenergetic vitalization. I love the digital nutrition. I love the power of three. And then I love bioenergetic harmonization, bioenergetic harmony 1, which is the hormone harmony. Then what else? Sleep programs. Yeah. My favorite one, this is me. Yeah. But my favorite one for sleep, for my nervous system, is actually local stimulation, number 6, which is what we used to call insomnia. So that is one of my favorite programs for sleep. It actually pops me into deep sleep. And it helps my body regenerate. It's only 20-minute long program. And I use the ear clips. Yeah. So I use the ear clips before bed, and then I just turn off the Healy, turn off my phone, and just go to sleep. Yeah. And I sleep all through the night, and that helps my whole brain structure and my connection and communication through the body. I regenerate better. And when I have more energy, my body is there then to regenerate everything else, right? Because the more we eliminate things out of the body, that body needs to regenerate all the time and help heal, it's going to now have energy for other things that are needed. Yeah, so you need to understand that. Yeah, that's about it. Literally, what I do is I use the Search app to actually create my own protocols, and then I just normally add the digital nutrition mixtures programs, and just have in mind, right? If you want faster healing, then you need to support yourself with other things. Yeah, first eliminate, do the Healy programs, but then also exercise, do stretching so you can eliminate the emotions and stress out of your body. Yeah. Support yourself with really good food and nutrition. Yeah. Because then you're going to have more quality foods and nutrients to absorb in your body to actually heal. There's also herbs you can help if you have a low progesterone, so you can support yourself with that together with Healy programs. Yeah. So that's in a nutshell. I haven't gone really, really, really deep. We are going to look at balanced hormones. I think it's in about a month or so in advanced training. So we're going to go dive deeper in there. But for now, I'm just going to stop sharing, and I'm going to open the floor to the questions, if there's any, so we can actually.
Thank you so much, Petra. Oh my God, the nutshell information which you have given us is too much to absorb. Oh my God, it was it was so much, and I feel everyone over here, it's like literally wants to go through this session again and again. So don't worry if you're not able to absorb it, and we want to listen to it again and again so that we understand it. So the link would be shared to you. So connect with the person who has invited you. The entire session is recorded and it will be available in YouTube so that you can listen to it. And the most significant part is that we can implement it in every day of our life. So thank you, Petra. It was just a golden nuggets with you. It was just flowing through your mouth, and it just shows that how much you are into it and day-to-day life you are using it. Thank you so much. Each and everyone over here who are being invited to any one of your loved ones, make sure you get connected with them. And now is the time we are opening the flow for your questions. So what you can do, go to the reaction button, and there is an hand up, right? You have to put your virtual hand up so that we can unmute you. And Petra is very graciously agreed to answer to all our questions. So put your hand up, virtual hand, and ask your questions, and you would be listening it from the horse mouth directly. We have few questions over here, and I'm going to read it out if it's there on the chat. If you're not comfortable calling it out, you can put down in the chat. Okay, so Petra, there is a demand for sharing the link for detoxification session which you have done. If you have the link handy with you, we can put down in the chat so that it helps everyone. And if not, for sure you will get it once you connect with the person who has invited you. And can females also get prostate program in analysis? Because I got it when I did my analysis. Can you please throw some light on it?
Yes, you can get that. And my partner actually I got prostate, and my partner actually got a program for menstruation. So, but have in mind, right? The programs that are named are just a name. So they're not, in our body doesn't have, just because you have an organ doesn't mean that the program that's called prostate has every frequency just for the prostate, right? Because you have now a uterus, you can't use it. No. What happens is that in the program that Healy has, that's named prostate, it has a database of different frequencies that, hundreds of frequencies in there. Yeah. So your body might need one or two or three or five or 10 of those frequencies that are in that program that are specifically supporting you in that area. Yeah. That doesn't mean you're going to now grow a prostate. Yeah. Just, you need to understand this is a frequency. It has nothing to do with the physical organ. So now we're working on a level of a frequency of a quantum field. Is just the frequency vibration. Okay, how do I do this? Let me explain this a bit more. For example, let me give an example. So for example, you might be having, or not even know that you're having issues in your uterus. It could also mean that, you might have too much of the masculine energy, or you might need more of the masculine energy in that space, in that energetic center. And for example, prostate can come up, yeah, or kidney all male can come up, for example, in deep cycles, right? That doesn't mean you're a male. It just means that we have a left and right kidney, which is the feminine and the masculine kidney. The same happens with the uterus or menstruation and the prostate. It just means that it has because in energy in the frequency world, there's no labels of a man and a woman. There's only there's no sex. It's a masculine, a feminine, and a masculine energy, and there's a different frequencies to actually balance them both in the field. So if you get a prostate, it's fine. Run it because your body needs some frequency out of it, and don't analyze it too much. It just maybe think of it as a masculine and feminine energy. Tap into the body and saying, okay, looking at the masculine energy, for example, if the prostate comes up, where am I pushing too much, or am I not active enough? Yeah. Am I, organized and focused, or I don't have enough of that? Because prostate works on your sacral chakra, right? So those are your creative powers. So linking the energetic centers and the organs together. So we now need to look at the layers and not looking at separately as a box, right? Remember when we said at the beginning, looking at it from a different approach, not looking at one thing and one organ, and that's the problem. It's looking at the holistic approach of our body. Hope this answers the question.
Thank you, Petra. Thank you so much. I'm just seeing if any hands are raised. Okay, so request if you can raise your hand and ask your question. It will be good rather than me reading it from the chat. Okay, so I'm doing chats are getting filled up. Okay, so who asked me this question? Rima, if you are here, you can raise your hand and I hope it answered you. So she's asking a question in the same manner, like, is it related to frequent urination or incontinence? Yeah.
Okay, I'm not a doctor, so I can't answer, medical questions. But as I said, like, I would go and put a detective head on. Yeah. So we kind of need to, in order to empower ourselves to heal our body. Yeah. We need to become like little detectives. Yeah. So literally putting our head on and going, okay, so what am I experiencing in the body? Yeah. And is there any pressure in that area? If there's frequent urination, that's connected to the sacral, that's connected to those organs. It could also mean there's too much of one energy or the other. So if you're not completely sure, what I would do is explore, run the program and see what changes. So you can actually experiment on your body. You can't make it worse because it's harmonic frequencies. So if you run that program and run it for a week, once a day, and then just journal and observe what's actually changing within your body, then you will know what was actually causing that frequency to come up, if that makes sense.
Sure. Thank you so much, Petra. And so I hope, Rima, it answered you. If not, you can raise your hand, and if you have any more questions on that. Priyanka is asking, is fungal infection on the body connected to hormonal issues?
Okay, again, I'm not a doctor, but my experience, this is my experience, yeah? And this is just my experience, and please don't take it as, this is the rule. Fungal infections, depending on what. Yeah, if you have trust, for example, yeast infections, vaginal infections, as women, that will be connected to your gut and normally to overgrowth of candida. So candida is not an enemy. It's a bacteria that's normally present in your butt, yeah, also in your gut and your butt. Normally, but candida is the only bacteria that can actually digest toxins. So if you have any vaginal infections, yeah, urinary tract infections, which is quite close for women, you need to look at the gut and you need to look at the toxins that you're putting into your body that are affecting your body. And also, you need to look at, supporting your kidneys. So those things, what I would look at, but sometimes we have yeast and sometimes we have fungal infections. So if we have fungal infections, then there is fungus present and mold present in the body. So I would suggest looking at how to actually eliminate mold and yeast and fungus out of the body. And just letting you know, if you're really not strict with that, with your diet and how you're actually approaching it, it can take a long time to get rid of it. So just make sure. There we have some bacteria programs in the Healy, but there is like if you do an expert program with time wave practitioner, they have specific programs for specific bacteria, funguses, and things like that, so they can actually look at that for you specifically. But I would then suggest for you to, that's a deeper analysis, so you can actually go really deep into the body. But for now, I would look at, your kidneys, your gut, your digestive system, your toxins that you're putting in your body, eliminating that, supporting the gut, supporting the kidneys, doing the detoxification protocols, like, for example, deep cycle H. You can see changes with that. So try that and then see what happens afterwards. If it's not a lot of changes, then you need to go deeper. Yeah. So it doesn't mean if it's not a lot of changes that the Healy doesn't work. It's just that means that the root cause of the situation is much deeper than you can actually just target it right now on not a superficial, but with general programs to help you. You would need longer time to actually apply those programs to see results, but you can actually apply general programs for the body and then go to time waiver practitioners that actually give you expert programs directly on your Healy from anywhere in the world and actually target those two together. Yeah.
Thank you, Petra. Priyanka is here, so I'll unmute her. That was her question. I hope, Priyanka, do you have any follow-up question on that?
Yeah, I have a question here. So one more question. In Deep Cycle H, what I get when I do all Healy programs, when I run all Healy programs, so in Deep Cycle H, I often get go to the roots. And it is said that go to the roots once, it should be done once you do all the programs in Deep Cycle H, and then only when everything is aligned, then you should go into the roots. So what should I do? Should I do if it is coming in all Healy, or should I escape that and then let it be at the end only?
So to me, again, I would stop, take a breath, step back, and literally start thinking. Yeah, put my head on of detective and go, okay, so if the deep cycle H is coming up, those are all programs that go deep into the cell. So there's something going on in the cells, right? So if the program go to the roots is actually coming up, then I would be thinking, wow, okay, so my cells are overloaded. My body's not actually detoxing properly, because deep cycles are actually detoxification programs, yeah, on all levels. So I would start thinking, where am I actually ingesting or literally putting into my body too many toxins? So what can I clean out? Yeah, so looking at the environment first. And then I would actually decide if go to the roots is coming up a lot and you haven't done the deep cycle H protocol yet, then I would definitely consider to go on a deep cycle H protocol, so you can actually go through the entire detoxification so the body can start cleaning things out. But you need to look at your environment, So you eliminate things that are not working and then helping the body to get rid of things. Yeah. But when you do the protocol, if it's still coming up and that's what your body needs, you can go to the roots. You can do that. But what I would do if it's coming up, if you do go to the roots in the morning, I would do digest all or clean all in the afternoon. So because when you go into the roots, it actually cleans out everything from the cells. So if you do the digest all in the afternoon or clean all in the afternoon, it will actually help your body to eliminate the toxins out of the gut faster. Yeah, so you're not recircling them in the body.
Thank you so much. It makes sense.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Petra. Thank you, Priyanka, for asking that question. We have Anup here. Osai has raised hand from a long time. Yes, I am going to unmute you. You can ask your question.
Thank you, Lina. Thank you, Petra, for such a wonderful talk. I
You're
do have
welcome.
endometriosis, and right when you were talking, some movements were happening in my tummy. So I think the knowledge itself was a healing altogether, for sure, because I have learned a lot of things which I really didn't know earlier. So as you told, I resonate that my sleep cycle, especially around 3 o'clock, where they say, the liver function starts. I wake up either by 3 o'clock or I sleep after 3. So that
So
makes,
you wake up at 3 o'clock or?
yeah, sometimes I have a disturbed sleep during that time. And I used to take acupuncture treatment for my endometriosis. And whenever I said this to the acupuncturist who was doing it for me, she mentions that, maybe your liver function is not happening well. And that's why, you're not getting sleep during especially that particular time. So but I'm glad that recently there had been some changes in my sleep cycle, luckily. But like recently I thought, okay, why don't I start using Healy for my hormonal balance? And I was running the hormonal balance program. But I'm very glad the list of things that you gave me today, Petra. I'll definitely go through the video again and I'll follow your advice.
So I can add on that. Let me just share something for you.
Okay.
Let me just go and share my screen while we are on here.
Sure.
Here. So I can actually find my screen. Can you see my phone?
Yes.
Okay, so when you actually go search, so anything related to periods and uterus and things like that, are you having painful periods?
Actually, luckily, I have no pain, but
Okay.
it gets prolonged and it's sometimes irregular.
Okay. So you might be between the PCOS as well as the endometriosis.
Yes.
Okay, so what I like to do, if you go into Heal Advisor search app, yeah, there is, so you can search for women. So there's for women bioenergetic harmony 1. This is really good during periods, yeah, because it will actually help to circulate the blood in the uterus. Kidney harmony in the deep cycle, so the female kidney harmony in the deep cycle H is really good because you need to build up the energy before the period and during the period to actually help your body to regenerate. Otherwise, where are you? For women, digital nutrition mixtures. That is one of the programs that actually helped me during my period if I was bloated. If you are bloated, are you feeling bloated during the periods?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Especially when I'm taking something like carbs, it happens.
Yeah, that's normal aspect of endometriosis. So because endometriosis, majority of women think that endometriosis is actually hormonal imbalance. It's actually majority inflammatory issue. Yeah. So there's a lot of inflammation in the body, and then your nervous system is so agitated that your hormones are out of balance. So you need to lower the inflammation in the body. So lowering inflammation in the body will help with literally detoxifying your body really well. Yeah. Building the circulation to get more oxygen into the body. Yeah. And then there's like defense. So defense in bioenergetic harmony 1 is a really beautiful program to actually lower inflammation. Yeah. And then supporting the gut. So when you support the gut and detoxification system, it's going to actually help you with bacteria in the uterus. So those things are connected. Yeah.
Okay.
And bioenergetic vitalization, you can use it, but if you're still inflamed a lot, I would work on detoxification first, before you generate things, so you can actually help to lower inflammation. There's other things to support yourself together with Healy to actually help with the lesions and things like that. But depending on, you know, how you have those. But there's so many programs. If you search for women, 1, 2, or 3, because there's a few of them, you can go through the programs and you can start using those because they're actually supporting the cycle. And you, because with what happens with endometriosis is normally there's inflammation, but there's also too much estrogen, yeah, in the body. So you need to actually eliminate estrogen out of the body, and actually start building the progesterone, because otherwise your lesions will start growing because that's the excess estrogen in the body. Yeah. So follow the For Women programs, as well as Defense in Bioenergetic Harmony 1, to lower inflammation, and bioenergetic vitalization. I would do youth, cell harmony, epigenetics, and then digital nutrition, bioinformation. Those are really good
Sure.
for women in digital
Do I
nutrition.
use them, Petra? Like, should I just go with every day one program? I just keep running it, or is it like 3 times a day that I run the programs?
Well, depending on how sensitive you are, right? Because your body's probably quite sensitive. So I know I was, with inflammation and nervous system. So I would follow your body's advice. Yeah. So
Okay.
I would start with 1 program a day for a week and then see how you go. Then add. So how many programs are you using now?
So right now I'm only using the hormonal balance and potency.
So how many programs per day are you using?
Per day, only 1.
Okay. So I would start with 1 and then add on another 1 for, let's say, a week and see how you feel in the body. If you feel too agitated and you feel too sensitive, stay on the 1 program per day. And the way you're going to change something is to focus on one thing and keep going. Yeah, don't mix things too much. If you run, for example, hormone balance, great. But then if you can do it twice a week, maybe add on defense. Yeah, so you can start lowering inflammation. You can also use the Blue app, so the Resonance app, which is a different application. So it's easier for your body to actually just get the messages before it actually gets the charger for the cell. Yeah. So it's literally just sending a message before your body goes to work properly. Yeah. So it's literally preparing the environment in the body so the body can respond. Yeah. So I would do that. That's how I started with myself as well. And I'm doing the same way now because I'm really sensitive to the energies. But yeah, so if try that and see how it works.
Sure. Thank you so much, Petra. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Petra. Thank you, Sai. Okay, we have Anup here. So Anup, I have unmuted you. You can go ahead with your question.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Anup.
can hear you.
So, what is the current or the what you how does it work and what kind of electricity or current you are feeding to the body? And I would like to know how does it fix the energy body?
So I feel
So how-
Petra, he maybe he's new to the frequency world. So Anup, I would suggest you please get in touch with the person who has invited you, and we have a complete detailed session on how frequency therapy works. So I feel this session we can't justify to explain you everything about it, but definitely we are having a session which is happening today evening itself at 7:30. So get in touch with the person and you will get all the details related to it. Thank you so much, Anup, for being available
Okay,
here.
thank you.
Okay. So if anybody has questions related to the session which we just had, maybe another 1 or 2 questions we can take, Petra. Are you comfortable?
One. Yeah,
Okay.
let's do one.
Okay. So if you have the question related to the session which we just had, any other question, please get in touch with the person who has invited you and we'll be happy to take it up. So, A is your name.
Hey.
A. Please go ahead, A.
Hi.
Hi.
I feel like tension in my lower back, like from the back down to the legs, and this tension actually also continues on even when I go to sleep. I don't know what program I should search for to alleviate this. The tension is like a unconscious tightening of my pelvis area.
Okay, so that's as I said, I'm not a doctor, right? And I don't know your history. I have no idea, what the situation of your environment is. I don't know, what you're eating, how your periods are. Like, there's so many things, factors that can influence that. My suggestion to you, right? So there's few things that can happen within the body, right? And this is just my experience, and by all means, no, not the only thing, right? I'm just sharing my experience here, and this is not because Healy doesn't heal anything, right? It doesn't cure anything. It doesn't treat anything. It doesn't diagnose anything. If there is pain, yeah. So intuitively, when I check in with you, yeah, if I'm honest, if it's tightening of the back and down to your legs, it can be few things. Yeah. So it can be sciatica. Yeah. So because that's the nerve. But why? Right? So my question is always, if I'm feeling something in the body, why am I feeling it? Where is the origin of that? Yeah, because we need to kind of do a bit of research in the body first before we go and just apply programs. Yeah, we can apply programs. You can try release, for example, which will give you, in the goal cycle, which will give you a temporary release. But if the issue is somewhere deeper in the body, like the gut, for example, it can come out of the gut. It can come out of the uterus. It can come out of, emotional suppressed energy within the pelvis. It can also come from the kidneys because, the muscles are pulling down or up. So it can come from the meridians on the legs. So there's so many things that, can influence that. So we need to understand to actually, start stretching the body to see where the tension is coming from. So my suggestion is we can use release, for example, gold cycle. There's local stimulation one, which is chronic pain. There is relax, or to relax the muscles. There is relax in fitness, I think it is. You can do pure calm, which is in deep cycle H. There's few of the programs that will relax the muscles, release the tension. But if you don't address the cause of why this is happening, and you actually put a detective head on, nothing will really shift long term. So we need to actually look at, because if as soon as you know where this is coming from, then you can address and choose a different program that will have better effect. Because we need to understand, right? We are used to, and this is what I started talking about at the beginning, we are used to looking at, my hand is hurting because I see a red sign here, so this is the problem. But we are not asking why is that red and what happened to it so it is red. So we need to actually go behind the scene and shift our perspective, because you can apply, I don't know, a program for wounds, yeah, if there's a wound on the surface. But what about if there's so many toxins underneath that you're actually getting a wound on the skin? What about if the liver is not actually working properly to move the blood and to create more blood? What about if the spleen is not moving the blood? What about if the lymph is not moving? What about if there's not enough circulation because there's not enough exercise or there's not enough nutrition? So there's so many things that we could look at. But for now, start with the programs that I said. Do a bit of research. you can actually start doing some stretches. There's a free site that you can utilize. It's called Human Garage. It's a guy that has been a chiropractor for over 30 years and has done these exercises for free for people to actually start empowering themselves. And I'm using his exercises, combining it with Healy, and I have amazing results because the body is stretching, moving the energy that's stuck. And I apply Healy frequencies to actually transform and shift the frequency within the body faster. So you can try that. Otherwise, this is my limited, suggestions with what I have from you. Hope this answers
Thank you,
the
Petra.
question.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Petra, one last thing. I feel Rima had the earlier question as well. So now she's asking, like, can you guide on leaking urine for elderly women with every sneezing, coughing, or laughter to tighten up the muscles there? So maybe she's suggesting any programs if it can help.
Well, those are those are pelvic floor muscles, right? So frequency, yes, but you will need to do exercises, right? So Kegel exercises, yoni eggs, which India knows about in Chinese culture as well, are a beautiful tool to actually tighten your pelvic floor muscles. And it actually stimulates this is now women body, right? I know a lot of women are actually not comfortable talking about their own beautiful bodies. We literally build life. Yeah, we grow life within our body, and it comes out of a portal. Yeah, your vagina and your uterus are a portal for a new life, and you need to understand that the walls of your vagina are actually covered with thousands of reflexology or reflex points that are actually stimulating your entire nervous system and your entire body. They're connected to every single part of your body. So if your pelvic floor muscles are weak, that not only influences holding of your urine, yeah, it also influences your back pain. It influences the position of your uterus. It influences the position of your pelvis itself. It influences the position of your hips and your legs. It influences the position of your headaches and things like that. The muscles are tight at the back because the connective tissue connects everything. So your pelvic floor muscles are not just around the vagina. They're like a hammock. Yeah. So you have a pelvis, and if you look at pelvis from the side, right, there's a hammock underneath that holds your uterus and everything in place. So if those muscles are not tight, your all organs are shifting. Yeah. So they're pressing on your bladder. They're pressing either on your gut. So there's so many shifts going on because those organs are always moving. So it's something to think about. Yeah. So I use yoni eggs and do Kegel exercises. That's my personal approach. But I do use programs like relax, release, fitness, circulation, so you get more blood coming in, so your muscles are actually becoming more tight. Yeah. So they're actually building up, getting rid of the toxins and actually contracting properly. There's also, building up your immune system so your body can regenerate your muscles, right? So you can actually build them faster. So there's many things you can do. But as I said, Healy is not a magic pill. It's a tool. So it's not just magically going to wave the wand and your muscles going to just, draw itself out. Yeah. So we need to understand that this is a new technology. It's amazing what it can do, but unfortunately it's not going to grow a new limb. Yeah. So it has limitations, but that doesn't mean it's not powerful for you to use. We're not there yet. Maybe in 10, 15 years, we'll have a machine that actually can regrow limbs with light. And I'm looking forward to that. But right now, I'm utilizing what is in front of me and helping myself and empowering myself to actually be in the empowerment position so I can take care of my health, my wealth, my family, my emotional well-being, my mental well-being, right? Imagine how many women out there, you know, are struggling mentally, emotionally, and they have no tools. They're literally in depression and anxiety, and they don't know what to do. We have a huge tool in our hands that is actually can help us. You know, I can run mental balance acute or emotional well-being or acceptance program in Soul Cycle, and my mood and emotions will change like that. And I can actually focus my energy and utilize the time that I have in order to shift it, in order to actually create things that I want. This is powerful. Yeah. So if you are limiting yourself only, this is my issue and it's not working, well, you're limiting yourself to this instead of stepping back and looking from a distance and looking at what possibilities are there to actually support my body from different, you know, perspectives and positions in order for my body to heal. Because if you're looking at just, I want to heal this wound here, yeah, but you're not looking at what's going on in the body because you can't see it, well, Healy has a blue dot app that you can scan that will actually tell you what's going on in your field. It will tell you what your body needs, because I've seen that firsthand with my eyes. Yeah, I've scanned people in their field, and you know, programs for like cold flu symptoms would come up. Yeah, and I would ask people, do you have, you know, flu, cold, whatever, and they would go, no, 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 I'm fine. The next day would call me, you know, I'm sick. So Healy senses things in the field that are not manifested into the physical reality yet. So that actually gives you enormous power to actually shift things before they come into the physical reality. You can support yourself, and you have that in your hand, at your fingertips. Yeah, you're not relying on anyone. You're empowered. You have the power to do so for yourself and for your family. And that for me is, across the board, the best thing that could happen in anyone's life is to actually have that within your hands. Reach of a hand for life. Yeah. So no matter what the issue is, there's always options to approach it. Yeah. But don't think that everything is just going to magically appear just because you run a frequency program. You are responsible for your life. You are responsible for your health. You are responsible for the decisions and choices you make. Yeah. And unfortunately, until we actually look at that and accept that and embrace that as something that is so powerful that we can change things in this moment and take that responsibility instead of putting it at someone else or relying on someone else, that they don't understand you. They don't live in your body. They don't know what you actually need. I know it's scary. I know it. I've been there. I get it. Yeah. I've been looking death into its eyes. I know what that feels like. I know what pain feels like. So I know I can tell you that you can come on the other side. You just need to trust yourself. Yeah. And especially with women, we doubt so much. We listen to everyone else except for ourselves. Women, we stand in our feminine energy, and feminine energy is intuition. Intuition is inner tuition. You need to guide yourself, and you have that power. You can see things and you can feel things. Trust that feeling. And if you don't trust it, use the Healy to actually bring you back into the body, to help you see, feel, you know, integrate. Because this tool is amazing. And it changed my life completely. It changed my customers' and clients' life completely. It changed my husband's life completely. Yeah. So it's huge. And I know you don't see it yet. You don't see the perceptions that I might have, but try it. Try working with it. Try focusing on one thing, work with that thing until you see changes and shifts, and then focus on another thing until you see changes and shifts. It's going to take a long time. I'm not saying 10 years, but I was out of balance for over 10 years. It took me, well, almost 20 years, if I'm honest. So it took me about 10 years to actually balance my body because I didn't have the Healy back then. I didn't have anyone to actually guide me, to tell me what to do and what the steps are and whatever it is. That's why I'm doing this, because I want you to be empowered, and I want you to actually do something with it to empower yourself. Because I know how it is to have nothing and don't know what to do and where to go. Yeah. So it's really important to understand the difference between a magic pill and a wand, and a tool that can empower you, where you can take personal responsibility and act on it. Yeah. But you will need to act. Sorry, I went on a rant. So,
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It was such amazing details, such insightful information which you have given to us. And trust me, Petra, I mean, today's session, anybody would be watching it, they would be empowered enough to take care of their life. And everyone here, I mean, we all are so grateful to you to be available here and share such important information and helping us to live our best life. Thank you so much, Petra, for being available. And all of you guys who have still, there are a lot of questions popping up in chat. I'm so sorry that we are not able to take all the questions today, but I'm something which has come in my mind is the next session would be only Q&A with Petra. We are going to have because so much we have to juice it out from her, and we are going to just have Q&A. So don't get disappointed. Keep noting down your questions and pray that we get her next calendar booked very soon coming up. So as I told, we are not going to leave you, and so it's already in my mind now, next session. So please don't get disappointed. Be there and get connected to the person who has invited you. Today evening we have got a complete session on the frequency therapy at 7:30. Get connected to the person for having a demo of all these frequency programs, and you would just love it. So thank you everyone here for such an amazing audience. Love you, Petra. Thank you for being part of our life. Thank you so
thank you
much.
for having me, Lena. I'm honored every single time, and this is something I enjoy doing, and it is my passion. And I just, my dream is for people to actually realize their own power and to actually understand who they truly are. And one day I would really love to see that in the world, with people. And that is my wish. And hopefully that happens one day. But until then, I will share the knowledge and my experiences. And thank you for having me here. And thank you, everyone, for coming tonight and listening and joining in. I am truly grateful. If anybody has any questions, you can. We also run in our Facebook group, Freedom with Frequency Quantum Community. We have Q&A sessions once a month. You can also join in there. There's also all the trainings in there if you want to catch up. I've posted the link in there if you want to. I am in process of putting things on YouTube, so hopefully that will be up soon. But I mean, in the meantime, that's where you get all the questions and answered. We have a whole team in there, so they can support you in there as well. But otherwise, thank you for having me. I am truly grateful. It's been a pleasure and an honor to be here.
Thank you. Love you so much.
Love you
Bye-bye.
too.
See you soon. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah.